Hey, I am curious to know how many email accounts you have and how many emails you have in each of their inboxes. And also, how many of those emails are sitting unread? So, I have four email accounts that I manage pretty much on a daily basis. I think I probably have four other ones that I have created in the past, but I really don't look at them anymore. I don't even know why I have them out there yet. I should probably just delete them. But anyhow, so I have four email accounts that I manage on a daily basis. One is for personal use, one is for church because I'm on staff, one is for my home organizing business, which this podcast is a part of, and one is for a business that I work with, a local small business that I work with to help them create organized business systems. So I'm going to share the actual numbers of each of these email accounts with you because I want you to understand that you can have an organized inbox regardless of what all of these numbers are, because I know kind of the going thing, the thing that you see is inbox zero. I don't know if that's the right term, but everybody's saying like you should have your email inbox at zero every single day before you shut down. Well, how many of us actually shut down our emails? Maybe you do for work, but your personal email, you probably have that on your phone and it's coming to you all the time. And you're probably checking it before bed and maybe checking it when you get up in the morning, right? So to have a perfectly at zero inbox really is not the goal. So I want you to know that and I want you to feel that because it really is a huge relief to know that that's not necessarily the goal. Each of us, because we are all different, we all think differently, we all function differently, we really can have a different way of doing things. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. We're going to walk through how you can get your inbox cleaned up in a way that works for you with results that are as unique as you are. All right. So, but first, let me share the numbers of my email accounts with you. So, account number one, this is my personal account. I get all of the emails from school, I get bills, insurance information, Melaleuca order confirmations, Amazon stuff. Like, this is pretty much where all of my emails are going. So, right now I have 825 emails in my inbox, 74 of which are actually unread. You know, when you can read that little snippet of what the email is about, you know, almost don't even have to go into it to see, right? So then account number two, that's my church account. I have 62 emails total, two of which are unread. My business account for home organizing for beginners is 94 emails, zero unread. Account number four is also for working with a business. I have 55 emails, five of which are unread. Okay, so account three and four are probably the ones that I really have to stay on top of the most in order to keep business systems flowing, in order to keep on top of things that are very important to other people. My personal account, that's really just for me. Yep, I do lose things in there sometimes, um, but I know I can always go back. I can do a quick search. I can still find the information when I need it or if I need it. But I will tell you, my personal inbox or my personal email, I have organized in a certain way as well. So when I need to drag something out of the inbox and drop it into a place where I really want to be able to just do a one click and find, I can do that. And we'll talk more about that next week when we talk about organizing your inbox. Today, we're going to really focus on if you kind of have a messy inbox, how do you go ahead and get it cleaned up? So we're going to start with step one. Right now I have three steps, but I have a feeling that there might be a fourth one. It sounds kind of funny, but step number one, you're going to want to start small because regardless of how many emails you have in your inbox, it could feel very overwhelming to you. The whole concept of getting it cleaned up, that can just be overwhelming. So I want you to really focus on starting small, whatever that means to you. I recommend setting a timer. So instead of trying to get through the whole entire inbox at one time, just go for 10 minutes or do a page at a time. Like my Gmail account shows, I think, 25 lines of emails at a time. Maybe you can go through 25. Before you really dive in and get started, though, I recommend that you write down how many emails you have in your inbox because you want to show that you're making progress. Because if after 10 minutes you've gone through just a handful, at least you know you've gone through a handful, right? Otherwise, you may go through 100, but feel like you have so many more to go that you didn't accomplish anything. It's really important to build that momentum and keep it going. And when you're doing a little metric for yourself, that's one really simple tool to use in this instance. So again, step one is to start small, and I recommend setting a timer, even if it's only for 10 minutes. I highly recommend you do not go more than 30 minutes because it becomes very mundane and daunting. Okay, 10 to 30 minutes is what I'm saying on a regular basis, whether that's daily, weekly, that kind of thing. Okay, so start small, set a timer. Step number two, you're going to do a first pass sort of all of these emails. Again, you're going to set that timer for 10 minutes and you're going to start going through things. You are going to immediately delete things that are super simple to decide on. What I don't want to have happen, and I teach this in my online course, Home Organizing for Beginners, whether you're sorting through electronic data or you're sorting through physical items, you really want to be able to grasp what you're doing and how you're making these decisions. So if I'm organizing my office and I'm going through my desk and I have a pile of papers, if I get caught up in, oh my gosh, what is this piece of paper? What should I do with it? How long am I supposed to keep it? And you're sitting and thinking, and you could be pondering literally for 5 to 10 minutes on one item. Instead, I recommend you do a first pass sort. So in this instance, when we are looking at your inbox, you're going to get rid of everything you know you can delete right away. If you have subscriptions, and this is a really easy way to delete a lot of items at one time. So if you're getting emails, let's say from Dick's Sporting Goods, because your kids are in football or basketball or they run cross country, that's kind of where we're at with our 3 kids right now, all in something different. But you're going to do that first pass sort. So if you have these subscriptions and you have this Dick's Sporting Goods subscription, you can click on one of those and you can do a filter in your inbox. I'm really focused on Gmail right now. I'm fairly confident you can do something similar in Outlook. I know you can do something similar in Outlook. As far as Yahoo or some of the other ones, I don't have those kind of accounts, but I can't imagine that you can't do some type of filter. So the filter would be on emails coming from the same place, coming from that same email account. Those will come up on the screen. You can select them all and you can hit delete. And then they're gone. They're out of your inbox. Literally, your inbox can go from 1,000 down to 900 with this simple filter. And you can do that for every single subscription that you have coming in. Then, and we'll talk a little more about this next week, you can also unsubscribe if you are not regularly reading those emails. And that's a personal choice. I'm not going to tell you you can't be subscribed to anything because, well, that's not realistic either. Sometimes we want that information and it may come and go in different seasons of life. Okay, so knowing that you can filter by who the emails are coming from is really going to help you clean it up quickly. Even in the future, you'll be able to clean it up quickly if you need to. Okay, so does that make sense? So you've started small, you're setting a timer, 10 to 30 minutes, something like that, and then you're doing a first pass sort. That first pass sort is really going to help you delete anything out of that inbox that you know you do not need. Okay, so now we're on to step 3. You're going to take what you've deleted and everything you've sorted so far, and you're going to write down a little bit of your strategy. So if you have deleted all of your Dick's Sporting Goods items, you're going to have a decision strategy that says, I'm going to delete Dick's Sporting Good items when they're coming into my inbox. This is going to help us set up for keeping things organized, which we'll talk more about next week. So now step number 4, and we're going to come back to step number 3 as far as documentation goes, but I wanted you to take this step right now and do a little bit of documentation while you're doing that first pass sort, or as soon as you're done with the first pass sort. So step number 4, see, I knew there wasn't only 3 steps. Step number 4, you are going to continue sorting through the emails. Now it gets harder, right? You did the first pass sort, which was easier. Now it's going to get a little more complicated because you may have things in your inbox that you don't know if you want to keep or not. I'm not going to ask you to start to create folders and drag and drop things off because you really want to go through and look at these things and know whether you're going to want to keep them or not. This is a little bit of a deeper dive into that first pass sort. We'll just call it a second pass sort, okay? So a second pass sort, you're still deleting what you don't need and keeping what you do need. But now it's kind of that final decision. Now you know after you're done with this part of the process, whatever is left in your inbox is what is needed to stay in your inbox. Does that make sense? So when you're done with this, you'll have a clean inbox because you only have in it what you need to keep. So that's what I have for you today. I'm going to summarize real quick. Step number 1, start small. Step number 2, first pass sorting. Step number 3 is documenting your decision strategy. How are you making the decision of what to delete and what to keep? Step number 4 is to do a second pass sort. And I kind of left off the documenting that as well. So again, that step 4 is a second pass sort, but you're going to add a little documentation as well. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions on this episode, you are more than welcome to reach out to me at Tammy at homeorganizingforbeginners.com. You can also take a look at, and I'll leave a link below, my program called Home Organizing for Beginners. This program really dives deep into sorting, organizing, and putting measures in place to keep your organized spaces organized. You have the opportunity to learn how to be an organized person in a way that works for you, your family, and your season of life. This sets you up for a lifetime of success in having an organized home. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a fun and productive weekend. I'll be back here next week sharing tangible and simple instructions about home organizing, cleaning, and time management. I'll see you then.